folks, it's the Blockbuster Beach Bum. Today, my Jack and Jill review is going to come eventually, and I really want to talk about that film, but today I have a more important issue I'd like to talk about, and that is the casting of Ben Affleck as Batman. Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past week or so, Ben Affleck, actor in such films as Chasing Amy and Daredevil, and director of Gone Baby Gone, The Town, and Argo, has been cast as Bruce Wayne / Batman for a Batman-Superman movie to be released in 2015, and I believe other DC movies. It seems like this could be a large deal. I don't know all the specifics, but I would presume it would be kind of similar to Samuel L. Jackson's deal with like Marvel, how he appears in a bunch of the movies. So, let me just get this out of the way. There has been a lot of negative reactions to this Ben Affleck casting. I was just watching a video called "The Day Ben Affleck Happened." I think I posted a link on my Facebook page for this, and it was a funny video, and people are just so traumatized by the casting of Ben Affleck. Now, in terms of Batman casting, it could have been better, and it could have been worse. Let me explain how it could have been worse. You could have had somebody like Ryan Gosling or Orlando Bloom, and I'm not saying they're terrible actors, it's just they don't have the intimidation or fear factor that other actors do. I'm not saying Ben Affleck has that either, but at least Ben Affleck is also 6'4", and he's pretty huge. So that helps. I'm not saying that's the only quality Batman should have. He needs to have other qualities as well. But again, I think it could have been worse. It could have been better though, because Josh Brolin. In my opinion, Josh Brolin was my number one pick. He was the guy I wanted to play Batman all along, but I knew he wouldn't happen for one reason. Or two reasons actually. Just one. The other reason's more why Ben Affleck was cast, but one is because Josh Brolin is 45 years old. Ben Affleck's only 41. That might not seem a big difference to you, but if it's a difference of a few more movies, I think it's going to matter a great deal. You know, especially to this DC franchise that is trying to compete with Marvel, who Marvel is just beating them into the ground. You know, they've been going at it since 2008, and they have plans up until 2021. Which is insane. I mean, think about it. That would be, oh my god, that would be like 13 years after the first Iron Man. And it's like, wow, I never would have thought when I was, 14, 15 years old when I saw the first Iron Man. Probably, I'm really dating myself, but whatever. And I would never have expected we got Avengers, we can get Guardians of the Galaxy, get a Thor movie. That's the most impressive thing in this, is a Thor movie. And it's like they made a Thor movie that was actually pretty decent. You know, it's amazing. DC, what have they done? Well, they did the Dark Knight trilogy, which I thought was excellent, but the problem is that's not going to connect with this new DC, movie continuity. Green Lantern was supposed to be a starting point for them, and that didn't turn out well at all. And then you had Man of Steel, which got mixed reviews and was a decent box office hit. Wasn't a flop by any means, but it wasn't like an oh my god, this movie is like the Dark Knight Rises hit. But I would imagine the sequel is going to be a much bigger hit because it has Batman in it, and everybody loves Batman. And so back to Ben Affleck. Now, I remember a long time ago, like this was like months before Man of Steel came out even, where Ben Affleck was, I believe, offered to direct Justice League. He declined at that time, I think. But it's interesting that they were approaching him, because I think Warner Brothers has sort of a love thing for Ben Affleck, because especially after The Town and Argo, which have made a lot of money, garnered positive reception, and Argo won the Oscar for Best Picture, I think Warner Brothers really wants Ben Affleck to stay at Warner Brothers for a while. So I think that's kind of where their decision was. And also, he's 41 years old. He can play in a few more movies than people like, Josh Brolin could. The other thing I think with Ben Affleck is that I'm really excited to think, what if, I don't know this for a fact, so don't quote me, but what if Ben Affleck were to direct solo Batman movies? I mean, I think a good portion of people agree that Ben Affleck is usually better when he directs himself. And I also think that the chance for Ben Affleck to direct a Batman movie would attract so much talent to want to be involved. It would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculously amazing. And I think Ben Affleck, he does have respect for the Batman character, as stated by people like Kevin Smith. And I don't know if Ben Affleck's going to screw it up as bad as some people believe he's going to screw it up. As someone who wants to look at this in a positive note, and I really want a good Superman Batman movie, because Man of Steel was not a great movie, in my opinion. Some people took that to heart and they were like, I hate you. Like, disappointed with that? Are you kidding me? And I'm like, yes. And I'll explain that in a review, probably going to happen in November or December, about Man of Steel, my reanalysis of the film, but that's for another day. But Ben Affleck as Batman, the thing that intrigues me the most, like I said, is the possibility that he could direct solo Batman movies. That's why I'm saying this deal could be much bigger, because I think not only could this give him the chance to direct some Batman movies, but I think Warner Brothers, because they love Ben Affleck so much, they're like, okay, we'll fund a couple of your projects for you. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that could possibly be in that deal somewhere. And if that's the case, that'd be pretty amazing. Now, in terms of the Batman that have been in the past, Adam West. Everybody likes Adam West just because, well, he's Adam West, Then you have Michael Keaton, who I like Michael Keaton, kind of. Then you have Val Kilmer, which I think could have played a better Batman given a better Batman movie. George Clooney, who in my opinion is the worst. You can't get any lower than George Clooney. Then you have Christian Bale, who I like Christian Bale as Batman. He's not my favorite Batman, but I can see why there are a lot of people who do enjoy Bale as this character. Ben Affleck, though, with his... People forget to realize that there are actors who have done bad movies. All the time. All the time. Actors have done bad movies and bad projects in the past. But they can do good projects as well. So don't let Ben Affleck's bad projects tell you he's going to be the worst Batman. Just give it a chance. At least wait for a trailer. That's what me and my uncle and I were talking about on the phone when we heard about this news. We were just like, we got to wait for a trailer, because we have no idea how this is going to turn out. Now, I watched a fan-made trailer for this movie. It was like a fan-made trailer gathering clips of like Man of Steel and other movies and stuff, and it was like, what if Bryan Cranston played Lex Luthor, which would be pretty awesome, but that's just a rumor right now. But I thought it was a really well put together fan trailer. Usually I don't like fan trailers, but I really like that one for some reason, and it made me think, you know what, if done right, excuse me, throat talking a lot. If Ben Affleck, I think Ben Affleck could play a good Bruce Wayne and possibly a good Batman. But we'll have to see that. We'll have to wait. So before you say Ben Affleck is the worst Batman, see it. See a trailer at least. When it comes, trailer's bound to come out in at least 2014 sometime that year, because this is going to be one of the biggest movies of the last couple of years when you think about it. Everybody's been waiting for a Superman Batman movie. And that's really about it. All I really have to say about it. Ben Affleck, I respect him very much as a filmmaker. Yes, he's done some bad movies in the past, but let's wait for a trailer. Let's wait for at least a trailer or some on-set footage or some photos and be like, you know what? I can kind of see it. Because me personally, I'm not as angry as most people are. I'm actually somewhat excited because of, he might have improved as an actor over the past couple of years, as stated with films like Argo and The Town, but again, those are more passable leading man type of characters, so it might be a little different than Batman. But regardless, and there's also the possibility that he could direct solo Batman movies or maybe future Justice League movies. I don't know if he's going to direct the first Justice League. I think that's going to be a Zack Snyder thing. But Ben Affleck doing Batman movies, that would be awesome. So, what are your thoughts on the whole Ben Affleck thing? I'm sure there are a lot of you who just flat out don't like it, and I totally get that. I'm just saying, let's wait for a trailer. But if you don't like the Ben Affleck thing, or if you do like the Ben Affleck thing, or if you're not sure what to think of it, please comment below, because I'm really interested in reading as many thoughts on this as humanly possible. See you later.